Hey everyone, today I'm going to be drawing in my sketchbook, but I'm only going to be using one color. And today we are going to be doing red. We are almost done with the full rainbow colors. I kind of did this a little bit backwards where I started with purple and then made my way into red. And I think I'm going to end this on pink for the rainbow colors. And I would love to do different versions, maybe silver / gray or browns for some other special challenges that are kind of on the side of this one color challenge. And as always, I'm going to be using Pilot Color Eno colored pencils. They're kind of mechanical colored pencils to do my sketch, and I have all of the colors. So I'm going to be using red, and I'm sticking to doing portraits for this challenge because I love drawing people and it's really fun. And for this reference that I'm following, there is a hand in here, so I'm trying my best to get that hand looking right. And they were wearing a red sweater and they had red hair, and I was like, this is perfect. And they had like really long nails, so I thought it would be fun to do this. And as always, I'm adding stars to the background. And as you might have noticed when I poured all of the art supplies that I have that are red out, there are very few reds here. I have a pretty limited color palette when it comes to the red materials that I have, and some of these markers are going to look more on the pink side, but that will honestly really help me build upon the red. I just need some pink red bases on some parts of this, so honestly at the end it does look very red. And probably compared to the pink drawing that I'll be doing soon, it'll look different. This is definitely a bit more red, but a lot of the colors were like cherry pink, and I was like, well, cherries are red. So I kind of cheated a tiny bit. Again, I'm pressuring myself with my own rules here where it has to be red, but I did cheat a tiny bit with using some more magenta colors than full-on red, because like I said, very limited red that I have. And I did test some of these colors on a different piece of paper so I can figure out sort of the like lights to midtones to dark reds that I have that I'm going to be using, so that'll help me out. That's something that I kind of didn't always do for these drawings, where I just didn't have any kind of swatches on a separate piece of paper or anything. I just like kind of went for it, and some of the colors that I was using were darker than they look on the marker, which is why I have this full-on swatch catalog that I made a couple of months ago for all of my markers. And I even did my watercolors, which that took forever. I just made these little postcards with like swatches of all of the markers that I have and all of the highlighters that I have too, so that I see what the colors are, because if you have alcohol markers, that color at the end of that marker is not the same when you put it on paper. And so they do come with swatch sheets, but they're kind of humongous sometimes, depending on what the company is. Sometimes they're really big compared to the markers, or even compared to like the little swatches. So I made my own that were really small and that I can like easily grab, and that really helps me a lot when it comes to if I'm using that like one box of markers or whatever. But when I'm doing this where I kind of need swatches of colors from different marker sets, I kind of need to have them, I kind of need to do it separately on like its own page instead of having 4 different little swatch sheets out. So on a separate page in the sketchbook, I think I had all of the reds out, and a lot of them were a little similar, but I promise you that this red that I'm doing for the sweater is not the same color as I did for the hair. It is a completely different color. Now I'm starting to get into rendering this drawing a bit. I got a lot of the bases down. I did a little bit of rendering in the face. Now we're getting into the hair, which is kind of the focal point. And I used all of the dark reds that I had, and I went back with that first red I used to kind of blend that color out a bit because it was really dark. But I just wanted to keep building on that, and I loved that dark red that I was using. I think it's called Old Red. It's more of a cherry than the cherry pink, and I started getting into some of the details in the face too, because I just didn't want to lose those details in the face if I just kept using colors. So sometimes I will go back or even start with just doing the dark shadows, like in the face or in anything, just so that I can keep moving. But enough about the color red for now. We're going to get back into talking about the drawing a bit later, but let's do a little catch up. It's been a while since I did like a draw and chat where I just kind of caught you up on what I've been up to. Last month, I got the flu. Both me and my partner got the flu. He usually gets sick first, and then I get sick when he starts to feel better. And we both had the flu for a while, and it's obviously not great. I spent the entire time in bed, and I was just too groggy to do any kind of homework or any kind of drawing. And then when I started to feel better, I just kept playing video games. I've been really getting into playing horror video games. I've come to a point in my life where I just need some kind of new game to play, and I'm also a bit of a scaredy cat, I'm gonna be honest. But I tried playing this horror game a couple of years ago and I was just too scared, but I've just been really into watching gameplays of it, and I wanted to play it for myself, and I absolutely love it. And if you're wondering what the game is, it's called Dead Space. They're from the really early 2000s, but it's really fun. If you never heard about it, it's pretty much one of the best horror games out there, like especially from the early 2000s. It was like peak horror game for a really long time. And I don't want to bore you about this because I'm pretty obsessed with the games. I cannot stop thinking about them every day and playing them all the time. But that's what I got up to when I started to feel better after getting the flu. I was just playing Dead Space all day, every day. And I got started on playing the third game. And if you know a bit about the game, the third one is not everybody's favorite. The first two are amazing, and there's also a remake that came out just a few years ago that people also really love. I see what everybody was talking about. As soon as I started playing it, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. But I'll get back into it because I've also started playing Minecraft again. Me and my partner play together pretty often, but sometimes we get into like long sprees of just not playing it, and then long sprees of playing it again, which I think happens pretty often with those kinds of games, especially The Sims. That happens to me all the time. Also, something a bit more meaningful than just playing video games while sick. By the time you are watching this, I have finished my first semester at art school. Woo! It has been so busy since the start of the semester, and I even enrolled into a couple of more classes for the next one, so I'm going to be just as busy, if not even more busy, for the next semester starting next year. But I have finished my first semester, and it's going pretty well. I'm feeling pretty good, getting used to, the kind of coursework. It has been difficult sometimes, and this one class that I'm taking can be super demanding, so I'm very excited for that to be over. But I had a lot of fun with my other class, which was a design class, and just making things and trying stuff that I've never done before, which has just been really great and will obviously benefit me in the future with other things. And just looking forward to the next year and what my next classes are going to be like, and glad that the semester is over, and I hope that I don't go too crazy in the next semester because I'm getting a little worried about the amount of homework that I'll be getting, but I hope it'll be okay. If there are any other students out there, or even art students out there, please come and let me know how you are doing with your education and how your semester went, because mine was a bit busy, like I mentioned, but please do let me know how you guys have been doing. Back to the drawing, I'm using some acrylic markers to help me out here. Like I said, I'm going to cheat a little bit and use some pinks because I needed some bit of highlights, and I didn't want to use white, so I used pink. I mean, this really does look white, but on top of this pinky red, it really brings up the highlight a bit, and I'm just using my finger to blend it out a little bit. I'm also using the Tombow marker that I used in the beginning for the skin tone color to help me out as well. And I wanted to do something a little bit different for the background, so I'm doing a scalloped edge. If you don't know if this thing had a name, it does. It's called a scalloped edge. But yeah, I'm doing that with another paint marker. These are Posca paint markers, and they're the kind of paint markers that you have to shake to get that like ink out, and the like nib of it is kind of scratchy compared to the newer paint markers that I'm using from Shuttle Art. They have like a felt tip. And this little border that I'm doing, it's not perfect. I just wanted to add something different to the background. I always do stars, and lately I've been adding swirls and things to my drawings and some of the backgrounds. But I wanted to make this a little bit different than the other drawings, and this also gives me the opportunity to use this marker as well because it's red. Then after that, I wanted to tidy up a little bit of the details, and then I also extended the sweater to the edge of the page because I again didn't have an idea what I was going to do for the background. So the scalloped edge was like a last minute decision, and then I finished up on that button as well. The final drawing. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I want you to also comment your favorite red emoji in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.